Hey guys, welcome back to your Objective-C tutorials. Going through today the modulus. As we went through in the previous tutorial, some of the basic standard operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So we are actually going to get rid of these up here so we're not distracted by them. And we're going to learn a little bit more about nothing, a modulus. Who knows what that is? Not even I. No, I was just joking. Anyways, what we've got is a modulus is basically finding the remainder of a division. And some may ask, why is that important? And how does that actually comply with actual programming? And that's what we're going to get into later in this tutorial. So, what we've got is our three variables from the previous tutorial. We've got three integers, x, y, z, x being 6, y being 5, and z is going to be the container for the values that we're going to calculate here. Now, just so you guys know, a modulus can only be calculated for an integer. Can't use it on a float, any decimal places. Only integer based is for the modulus. So, without further ado, let's jump into actually putting in an equation here. So what we're going to do is put z equals x modulus y, and then we're actually going to print this out so you guys can see what it looks like. So do your ns log and put in there your @ quotations, and let's write the remainder is %i. Don't forget to put your placeholder there, and then we're going to say this is z as we calculated. Now I forgot a quotation, so go ahead and throw that in there. And finally a semicolon at the end. So let's go ahead and run that as of right now, and then I'll explain what happened here. Alright, so when we run it, it says the remainder is 1. And so basically we're taking 6, which is x, then we're putting it against the modulus with y being 5. So if you divide those out, you have 6 divided by 5, excuse me, which is 1, with a remainder of 1. So that's where we get this down here. The remainder is 1. So now you got to ask yourself, where are we ever going to use this? The modulus, where and how does this apply to programming? Well, let's throw in an example as to if we were to actually figure out if a certain number was maybe even or odd. Or if we were trying to find a position in a program, we could take that against the actual program to find out where it's located with the remainder. So let's jump into another example here. And what we're going to do is get rid of that variable. We're going to set up another variable, which is, this is going to be our value. And we're basically going to be looking and checking against our value to see if it's odd or even. So in this case, let's put 15, which obviously is odd, but how do we get the computer to tell us it's odd? And then we're going to state another variable here, which is, we'll just say r for remainder, not restrict. R for remainder there. And we're just going to write a simple equation. So we're going to go the remainder equals our value modulus 2. So basically it's going to take our value, so whatever our variable up here is, which is 15, take it against 2, and it's going to store the remainder as r. And so we're just going to put in a quick ns log so we can print this on the screen. Again, add the remainder is %i, and in this case we're going to check it against r, which is the remainder. And let's see what prints out. Alright, so build succeeded. The remainder is 1. So in this case, we can tell, we basically know that 1 is stating that it's odd, and then if it returns a 0, we know that the number is even. So let's change this out to maybe an 18 and run this program. Alright, so now the remainder is 0, so we know actually this value up here is even. And so what you can do with the modulus is tell if it's even odd. You can tell positioning in different places, and as we get further into more advanced features, the modulus becomes more important in different scenarios. So as we move forward, you'll see if-else statements. So we could actually do an if-else statement to say if the number returns a remainder of 0, state that the value is even. If it doesn't, if it returns a 1 or anything else, which it's going to be a 1 in this case, then the value would be odd. So that's just a quick little tutorial on the modulus. Hopefully, you learned a little bit about nothing, and we'll continue forward with some more tutorials. Alright, we'll see you guys later.